In this video, I'm going to show you how to whip cream. That's basically transform it from liquid into something thicker that you can either spoon or pipe. The way you do that is trapping air in amongst all the fat molecules, which is why it doesn't work with milk or single cream. You need the fat content of whipping cream, double cream or heavy cream. First of all, make sure your cream is cold and then transfer it into a large, clean bowl. It's important that it's large because you're going to put lots of air into the cream, so you need space in the bowl for the air. And then you're going to whisk it up. Simple as that. By whisking, you're agitating all of the fat, and eventually the fat breaks down and then the air can be trapped. Technique-wise, it's all in the wrist. Try not to move your whole arm too much because you'll end up aching, and try not to do it too high or too low. There's no real technique to it, you've just got to agitate all of the cream, but I prefer to go back and forward and then every so often kind of go round to make sure you're whipping it all up evenly. You can see it's already physically changed, there's air bubbles on top, but it's not there yet because it's still dripping off of the whisk. Obviously you can do this with a machine, but you'll still be looking for exactly the same things, cold cream and knowing when to stop. Depending on which recipe you're making, it'll often ask for softly whipped or stiffly whipped cream. I'll show you the difference. Softly whipped cream is something you can see streaks of in the cream as you're whisking, and if you hold it, it will just hold its form. But you can see it's really floppy. That's the stiffly whipped cream. You can see it's going to hold its form if you spoon it or pipe it, but it hasn't yet gone grainy. However, if you keep whisking, that's when it starts to go wrong because the fats will separate out from the liquid. I'll show you what happens. If you're doing it with a machine, this process will happen a lot quicker. At this stage, there's no way of saving it, so you might as well keep whisking and it will separate out completely and you end up with butter. A couple of things to think about if you're using this in an actual recipe. It'll often call for sweetening it or adding a flavour. Do that before it gets to the stage you want to stop, because if you add it in when you get it perfect and then have to beat it in, you could end up over whisking it. And the last thing to remember, if you think about it, stiffly whipped cream is just fat wrapped around air. If that fat melts, then it starts to run. So any cream products must be chilled and kept chilled for it to stay stiffly whipped.